Bienvenidos a Onda Digital, la voz de la Universidad Cooperativa de Colombia. Conectamos saberes, compartimos historias. Comienza el viaje sonoro.
Hi, hello everyone, and welcome back to our podcast, Open Lingua Podcast. Yes, today here we have a very interesting topic, building connections through reading. Yes, how we can connect reading through our English understanding. Yes, maybe. Or how we can connect reading with things that we like. Here we are with Eliana, our ETA. Hello, Eliana, how are you?
Hi, I'm great. Thank you for having me today.
That's great. We are here with Jerónimo, our special guest. We continue recording with you. And how about you, Jerónimo?
I'm glad to be here. It's a truly honor. I'm happy to be here, and I love this experience.
That's great. Thank you so much. And here with teacher Sandra and teacher Fabio too. Yes, we are happy to having you here. Hello.
Thank you for having me. It is a pleasure to share with you about my life and my hobbies and preferences.
Okay, that's great. And what about you, teacher Fabio?
Thank you for inviting me. It'll be great. It's a great experience to be here and sharing knowledge, especially with students and teachers.
That's great. Thank you so much. We are so glad. And okay, let's get started. Let's break the ice with the topic. Yes? Building connections through reading. Okay? And what about we start listening? Jerónimo, tell us. Building connections through reading. What is the kind of reading that you like the most?
Well, I love horror books and comics. Most in specific, Stephen King, Frank Miller, Brian Azzarello, and, well, Alan Moore. He's a bit of, edgy, but I like his material.
Okay, edgy. We are edgy here. Don't worry about that. Okay, no, I am not talking about Eliana.
Sorry.
Okay, no, sorry. Okay, and did you use that kind of readings to improve your language?
Yes, because many of these books, when you read it on Spanish, the translations are bad, they've lost the main material. So if you want to feel the full experience, you need to read it in English.
Yes, of course, I think so. Yeah, that is something clear. If we want to read something, maybe it happens with Colombian authors. Yes, if we want to know them in a special or maybe in a real way, we have to read them in Spanish. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that is the way we have to read those people that write in English. We have to maybe know how they write in English. And what about you, Eliana? Do you have something special about, building connections through reading?
Yeah, I led a book club when I was in college because I worked for the Office of Sustainability. So I got to lead a book club where we read this book called Intersectional Environmentalist, and it was really interesting, and I made new friends, and we actually got to meet the author at the end, which was really great. So it was so fun to learn new things and connect with people with shared interests.
I even knew the author. I think that was a good experience.
It was great. It was really cool.
Yeah. And what about you, teacher Sandra?
Well, for me, I think reading is so important, not just for yourself, but for building connections with others and the environment. Besides, you can open your mind to other perspectives of living and empower your communicative skills.
Yes, that's something clear. You talk like a professional teacher, of course. And what about you?
I have a question concerning the book Stephen King. Do you,
Yeah.
Jerónimo? Have you had the chance to see the movie of for example, Pet Sematary, and you read the book? What about the difference?
Okay, with Pet Sematary, I haven't finished the book. I'm actually still reading it. But for example, with it, I read the book, and I watched the movies and the TV show of the 1980s.
Is it true that the movie
There are a lot
never-
of difference between characters. For example, in the movies, they never explain what is it. They say that it's a freak, it's a demon. They don't know what is it, but for example, in the book, they explain it's like an alien, and it's female. It's not a boy. It is actually a girl, and it's pregnant.
Oh
Okay,
my
yeah.
gosh!
Sandra,
look.
you read the books. What
No,
the
no, I
difference?
have never read Stephen King, but I have heard he's a very, very good author, and he has wrote a lot of books, and he's good. He's not only a bestseller; he's a good writer. He has a quality in his writing.
I know a book about him. Yeah, Awakens, and a special movie too. That is a great story, and maybe it's a little bit. Maybe you say not or yes, but I consider those kind of readings like horror, yes, or maybe mystery. But you said Pet Cemetery. Yeah, I remember that when I was a child, and it was the scariest stories that I have ever watched. Yes, but I think that if I see that again, my mind it changed. I think so because it's not like the same. Yes, but that's something like cool that you read those kind of authors. Geronimo, why you select those kind of things? What are
I think it's due to because I was in my school in, I don't know, 5th grade. Our teacher sent us for an activity read horror books. The choices were Dracula from Bram Stoker, Frankenstein from Mary Shelley,
yeah?
and The Invisible Man, and I don't remember the author. But I choose, if my memory don't fail, I choose Dracula.
Ah, that's great.
Dracula is
Yes,
great.
that's great.
It's great.
It's great, and I read the book, and then I watched the movie of. There's a lot of movies about Dracula, but I watched the one that Keanu Reeves is the main character.
Ah,
yes,
okay.
yes.
That's
yeah.
based on
The
the
Francis
book.
Ford Coppola.
I really like the character of Dracula, and when you read the book and then you watch a movie, you can make a lot of comparisons about him.
Do you think that we can like make real connections through reading in English? Yes, when we read those kind of things.
Yes, because when you have the chance to read the book in English or the official language, I don't know how to explain it, but you have a lot of connection with it, like a really deep connection. It's like you're the character and you're reading your own, I don't know, your own notebook. It's weird, but it changed your mind totally.
Yes, of course. You make me think about something. No, I don't know if you teachers have you ever felt this, but one of the books that challenged me a lot, yeah, it's 100 Years of Solitude. Yes, because in Spanish, when you read that kind of books, maybe it gives you like a lot of things that maybe even being native Spanish speakers, we don't understand. And
Yes,
imagine if we are reading that in English. Yes, but I am talking about that because actually when I think in 100 Years of Solitude, it's one of the books that I have in my collection, yes, like a special place because I learned a lot of vocabulary, yes, even like things that I remember, yes, but just because I read that book, yes.
Actually, it happened with a Colombian book.
Yes, which one?
The Melancholy of the Ugly Ones of Mario Mendoza.
Mario Mendoza.
When you read it in English, you don't get a lot of the main history because they change a lot.
Mhm.
But when you read the original, the Colombian version, it's totally different. You feel like the main character, Leon Soler, because you are from Colombia. You can understand many things about it. Maybe Eliana, because she's not from here, can understand a lot. Maybe if she read the English version, she will be more associated with the topic. But if you are Colombian and you read Colombian authors in their original language, it's totally different because you can understand all.
And you brought up this kind of author that is something fascinated. Yes, because Mendoza is maybe someone that we can understand in the first glance. Yes, we have to read and maybe reread to understand what he is trying to say. Yes, because in my opinion, I think that he is a little bit dark.
Very
Don't you
dark.
think?
Just
very
a,
dark.
just a little
No,
bit.
no, no.
Just
He's
a
very
little
dark.
bit. He's really not really dark. He's fully dark. There's no light in her soul.
Talking about 100 Years of Solitude, when I was in India, it was so funny because I went to a Spanish class. There, some students took Spanish class as part of the language center. And some of them wanted me to explain 100 Years of Solitude. For me, it was so difficult.
No,
because
how
it
you
is about
explain-
culture.
How you
It is-
explain that?
No, it is so
It's something
difficult because it is
impossible.
about the culture. It is about the particular culture in Colombia, that is the North Coast. So it was so difficult for me. No, I tried to say some little tips just to understand the culture, but when you read something like 100 Years of Solitude, you have to take into account not only Colombian culture, but the Northeast culture.
Yes, of
because it
course.
is so deep in their idiosyncrasy.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, I will love that maybe we're thinking something. Yes, just to like closing this podcast. Talking about connections through reading, yes, maybe do you remember a word, a sentence, or something like that that it's connect with one of the books that you read before?
Let me think.
Like a word, like a sentence, or something that you have. I know this because I read that in a book.
Let me think. I think that I have one, but I need to remember it.
Because look, something that I remember, yes, is when I was reading 100 Years of Solitude, yes, words that maybe I never had like listened words like that was like the cattle drums, or maybe I never heard something about gypsies, families, things. And the connection that I got with that book is particularly with those words, because I remember those words and I imagine the characters, the places, and things that I think is impossible to remember if I never have read that book. Yeah.
Actually, I have one with Hellblazer comics about John Constantine. Many people call him a hooligan, and I was with the question, what is a hooligan?
Yeah, that's maybe with that book you clarify your mind about those kind of things.
Yeah.
That is what I mean. Thank you so much. Look, in here we are trying to build connections through reading,
Yeah.
through talk, to speech. Yes, and I'm so glad to be here with you. Thank you so much for making part of this podcast again. And okay, Teacher Fabio, Teacher Sandra,
Thank you.
Jero, and Eliana, thank you so much for being here and share your thoughts. Yes.
Thanks for
Thank you.
giving me
No,
the chance.
thank you.
It
Thank
was a
you.
pleasure being here.
Thank you for
I
having
really love
us.
it. It's an honor.
Yeah, thank you so much. And this was Open Lingua podcast. I'll see you next one. Bye.
Happy
Bye.
Halloween.
Thank you.
Happy Halloween.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
Esto fue Onda Digital, donde el conocimiento se escucha. Gracias por ser parte de esta experiencia sonora.